Alright, what's going on everyone? It's your boy Michael coming back to you with another dope video. So in today's video, I am going to show you and explain the perfect shoulder and arm workout. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so I'm going to play the workout here, but I like to start off my shoulder and arm workout usually with either the lateral head, which is the side delt, or the rear delt. The reason being is because one of my biggest focuses is just getting stronger when it comes to my pressing movement. So what I like to usually do, warm up the rotator after warming up the rotator cuff with, and then after that, get the rear delt and the lateral head firing, warmed up, ready to go. The reason being is because whenever I'm pressing, right, I need good stabilizing muscles, which the shoulder has three heads: the anterior delt, the lateral head, and the rear delt. So having those two other heads of the delt warmed up sets me up for better success when it comes to pressing. And I always, after doing my proper warm-ups, I always like to start off my shoulder with some type of heavy compound, whether that be dumbbell or a military press, which in this case with the equipment that I have is military. Now what you're seeing here is pin presses. Okay, the first couple sets I actually did the pin a little bit lower, so it was technically just a military press, trying to get to full range. Always want to do full range. And then you'll see in the next couple sets coming up pretty soon, they are military press, aka put the pin a little bit higher, and I would obviously go full range, and then after that rest on the pin and then repeat. Whereas a military press, I just went, so pretty much the pin was a little bit lower than where my clavicle would be, which is right here. So it'd be pretty uncomfortable when it comes to going all the way down with the bar. And in this clip, real quick, I wanted to show you guys how powerful mindset can be. So let's go ahead and play it. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that cringe-worthy clip of me trying to do some pin presses. Anyways, back to this video. So the reason why pin presses, some days, just like this one for me, really wasn't feeling it. So there's other ways to hit the shoulder, pin presses, military presses. If you're not feeling military press, it's fine, don't force it. Pin presses, they're really good. I think you should at least give it a shot. But as you saw, you're at the bar is literally by your neck chin area, right? And it's a good way to overload the anterior delt, your shoulder, without risking any shoulder injury. And then the rest of the of this clips workout, it's pretty much me doing variations of the rear delt, the lateral head, and then it was an arm workout, so bicep, tricep. Now whenever you're doing these muscle groups, you want to take it nice, easy, slow, and controlled. Okay, way too many people, they try and put on a lot of weight, they do a lot of swaying, things like that. They're not really hitting the muscle, or they're using other muscles than the one they're trying to train. Now when it comes to reps, sets, it varies from person to person, but with my style of training and how I like to go about doing it, I usually do multiple rounds if it feels good. So the average bro or whatever, they do anywhere from usually 3 sets of 10. For me, if it feels really good, so obviously I take into consideration progressive overload. So per rep, not per rep, but per set, I always try to increase the load, or I will make that muscle, I'll put that muscle on higher demand. For example, a lot of supersets, giant sets, a lot of multiple exercises in one, a quadruple set, slowing the movement down, really working on the contraction and the eccentric part of the exercise. There's tons of ways to go about trying to achieve that goal, whether that be trying to get stronger, building muscle, or losing fat. These are, as far as training, this is not talking about nutrition, because that's important as well. But when it comes to training, right, these are just a bunch of tools, a bunch of things that I've learned, a bunch of things that I've experimented over the years that I've just incorporated. And obviously I'm still refining, tweaking it, but they work really well for me. They've helped me stay consistent. Sometimes I get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over, so I like to mix a bunch of other things up to pretty much help me when it comes to consistency with training and not feeling so bored of it. Yeah, that's not the point here. So anyways, yeah, so pin presses is good. So the tips is, whenever you're doing a shoulder day or even a chest day, chest not so much, but shoulder and arm day, I always like to start with rear delt and lateral raises, so hitting that medial head of the delt. It, for me, sets me up for better success, and it makes my pressing a whole lot, like, I feel so much more better, because it's nice and warm, and it just feels like whenever I'm pressing and I have those two other heads warmed up, it feels like it's nice and stable. So right here, as you're seeing me using bands, they're not that much tension, but right, because I given with the resources I have, I start doing the easier exercises near the end of my workout, just because I should be close to, if not pretty fatigued, so I don't have to stress too much about, oh, I have to keep using a lot of weight. Plus this is what I have. Even when I was at the gym, I was training like this. I would knock out those really taxing exercises, so dumbbell, shoulder dumbbell presses, military presses, pin presses. If you're training other body parts, pull-ups, squats, deadlifts, bench press, dumbbell presses. And then after that, near the end, if I'm at a gym, I would do things like cables, right? There's some days, depending on the mood, I might start with the easier stuff, but usually how I like to go about it, and I think how well, there's no one size fits all, but give it a shot. Hopefully it works for you. Hopefully it helps you in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, over time, start with the heavy stuff first, do the hard stuff first. Okay, put all your time, energy, and focus training wise into the hard stuff first. Then after that, you can do the more easier stuff. You're not going to progress if you just focus on the easy stuff just because it's easy, it's comfortable. Like, you have to seek discomfort. You have to lift the heavy stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So just to recap, right, if you want bigger shoulders and arms, aside from nutrition, training wise, do exercises. So for example, if you're trying to hit the anterior delt, or you need, whether that be pull-ups, deadlifts, or whatever, try different variations, right? Military press, full range of motion. Another alternative is pin presses. I've seen people do pin squats. I've seen people do pin benches, floor presses, right? It's not full range of motion, but they're breaking down that movement into like segments. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, if you want to get bigger shoulders and arms, go a little bit slower, right? Progress in weight, nothing where you're like using your lower back. Go a little bit go a little bit slower, right? Keep in mind the progressive overload. So add go little steps when it comes to increase in weight, and be patient, right? Be very, very patient. You cannot rush this process, whether that you're trying to build muscle, get stronger, or lose fat. It doesn't matter. Either way, you have to be patient and you have to do the hard work. So hopefully that is helpful. If you found value from this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you go ahead and smash that like button, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions when it comes to working out or nutrition, definitely let me know. Other than that, hope you're doing well, stay safe, and talk to you soon. Take care.